Alright guys, so today we're working on this thing again. I know you guys haven't seen this in the shop for a while since I put the wheel weights on and stuff, but we're having a little issue with some electric switches on it, and I figured something out. So I'm going to go through showing you the problem, and then I'll go through showing you the solution. And I learned something on this one. Alright, so I've got me some testing set up here to show you guys how I know the switch went bad. And I'll show you how I've got this going on. So I've got Dad's meter here because I forgot mine. I don't have it turned on yet. I've got the, well, I had it there a second ago until I moved everything around. I've got these little alligator clips, and I've got it clipped onto the leads, just like so. That way I can clip them on here, and then I can just hit the button, and when that happens I can show you guys what the meter does. So I'll set the camera up here. Okay, and if I turn this on, and you can see this switch right here is the one that initially failed and it melted on the inside. And so right there, I don't know how well you can see that, but I'll try and prop this up here. Move this around, that might help. There we go, so there's one, right, dead short, and then nothing. And then back to dead short again, which is what you want on that side of the switch. So I will move these down to the two lower ones, all right? So now I got nothing. When I push in, this is where it would make the PTO work. You push this switch in, and then it closes the switch. So this one is good because now the PTO would be on the lawnmower. And so we'll take that switch out there. Okay, that's the good switch. This is the switch I just took out. Okay, and I'll set it up in there. And I was able to drive the mower up on the trailer. So this side, this is the side that says, hey, the switch is off. Right, so it's on when it's open, and when it closes, there's nothing. So that's good. This one here that turns the PTO on, this one doesn't change states when you push it in anymore. And now the switch feels spongy, so I have an idea that half of it melted off like this other one did over here, so that's bad. So that's the other bad switch. I went through two switches. So this is the new switch, and I'm going to put it on, right? So there's a reason this switch went bad, and we're about ready to go look at that. Alright, so right down in here, this is your electric clutch, which goes to your PTO. This is the plug for it, and I've got my two little alligator clips down in there. And I've got the alligator clip to that one, not to that one yet. And I don't know if you can see the meter very well there. I'll try and set it up here where you can see it. You can see the 1 there. Okay, so there it says 1. So when I touch this to this, these clutches are supposed to have 2 to 4 ohms across them. This one has like 1 ohm. It's not even a full ohm according to this one. It's like somewhere around 0.8, 0.9. So now I'll put that up there so you can see that. Yeah, now the lights in the garage are 0.8, 0.9, something like that, 0.7. It's moving around some. So I'll get the new clutch out of the box and we'll test it to see what kind of readings it gets. Alright, so back over here on the vise again, I've got my new electric clutch. Got plugged in like that right there, just like we did on the other one. I'll undo that lead, turn the meter on. Okay, meter's showing it open right now. I will clip my alligator clip on there. And right there, so I'm looking at 2.3, 2.2, 2.3. So that's the resistance across the coil of the new clutch, which they say between 2 and 4. And Maybe on the older ones they held more resistance. This is a new clutch from, I can't remember the name of the company now. I have to look at the box here in a second and tell you guys. But, so, we're calling that good. So what I'm going to do now is I will take the old clutch off, put this one on, and we'll test and see if it works like it's supposed to. Okay, so the new clutch is in there. And by the way, that's not a small task, in case you guys are wondering. Glad I've done that in the garage instead of trying to do it in the backyard. Got the belts back on there, everything's back together. There's the old clutch laying here in the floor. And bearing wise and everything, it's still okay, but obviously the clutch coil's not any good anymore. The company that sent this sent it with instructions that gave you a pretty good idea on how to do it without having to refer to the owner's manual, although I would still recommend checking that out. And then the name of the company is Extreme Outdoor Power Equipment. So that's all they do is electric clutches, and I read several reviews from them, so we'll see how this one goes. About 300 bucks for that clutch. The OEM John Deere part number was like an $800 part number, so I read some reviews. There's actually a guy that replaced his clutch on an F935, which is basically an F925 with 2 fuel tanks, but see, I have 2 fuel tanks. So now the F935 also comes with like a ballasting flow control, something or other that goes on that side. There's an option for it. Like a little button cover right there. Mine doesn't have that, but hey, that's the difference between them. It's still a Lawnmower 3-cylinder diesel. It's been a good mower. It's got 1,700 hours on it. So anyways, I will fire this thing up and we'll see if the PTO comes on like it's supposed to. Without the deck on, I got nothing else to step on. Usually there's a step right there to get on and off the thing. Makes it nice. So here we go. Fire it up first. Well guys, if you have a problem with some switches that are melting on your mower, check your PTO clutch, because I didn't own this one out until I done some reading online, went out there to the backyard and I went, well, that's why that's wrong. So just don't go replacing switches just because they're melting, because if they're melting there's probably a problem. And you can jump certain switches out on this thing, but I like to keep all mine going because they're on there for a reason. Even though sometimes they're a little handy, it's more of a safety thing. And I let my son operate this sometimes, so I want them to stay the way they are. But if you haven't yet, hit that like button, that helps us out. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you're watching, and we'll see you guys later.